Hey Tegan,
Ray.
do you want to hear something weird about Christmas?
I so do. I also love that we both dress thematically and we
Yeah.
actually didn't mean to, I don't think.
Red and white, the unofficial colours of Christmas parties everywhere
Yeah.
across Australia. So I'm going to tell you about a warning, generally, from the Australian Medical Association in regards to Christmas.
How Christmassy of us. Joy.
Joy to the world. Be careful around tech. So, uh, data on this in Australia is hard to come by, but there was a study published in the Advances in Integrative Medicine journal detailing US data. So, a shout out to our US listeners for this one. Thank you for providing us with the laughs for the next few minutes. So, this
We appreciate your service.
the objective of this study was to assess injuries involving Santa Claus, Santa's helpers, impersonators, and Christmas related products. This is a
Okay.
real scientific study that has occurred.
Okay. I'm relieved because I know some nurses and I thought this medical warning was going to go in a very different direction because there are certain behaviors, we'll say, that spike around the holiday period, if you get my meaning. I'm glad
Yes,
this is not it, but also sad.
I do. There are a lot of injuries that show up on X-rays that have been
Yes.
attributed to falling on things. Uh,
Yes, accidentally. Repeatedly.
accidentally falling on things, usually pantsless. This is
Yeah.
not detailing those in particular. Uh, the information from this comes from the National Electronic Injury Surveillance System, which is a
So
real
this is what
thing.
this is about. Wait, this is what this is about?
Look, the details are vague.
Okay. Oh my god. I feel like I have emotional whiplash. Okay. All right. I just thought elf impersonator. We couldn't be talking about pantsless stuff, but I was wrong. Please continue.
National Electronic Injury Surveillance System abbreviates to the acronym NICE. So
Nice.
nice. So the NICE collects data from hospitals that have 24-hour emergency services. Now, they've got details on specific Christmas products that cause injuries at this time
Okay.
of year that we all need to be very careful of. So, in a year period, a 12-month period, Christmas tree stands and supports were responsible for injuring almost 3,000 people. So the
Okay.
stands for your Christmas tree, 3,000 of you out there, stop it.
Accidental though, like I'm not talking about the pantsless one, but in terms of people are putting up a really big Christmas tree, maybe it's falling on their heads or something. Like maybe it's not
Absolutely.
all that. Yeah, see, the thing I'd be more worried about are those particular ornaments that have like so,
We're
that
getting
have
there,
like a
Tegan.
certain shape.
We're getting there. We're getting there. As I've said, there is no details on the specific injuries. We're
Okay.
allowed to use our full imaginations with what these injuries might entail.
And knowledge of the human race.
Yes, yes. So, 31,000 injuries were attributed to Christmas tree lights in particular.
No, no, it's already dangerous if we were to make some assumptions. Don't
Yep.
add electricity into your kinks.
Hmm.
I just wouldn't. No, please. People don't
Again,
have children.
might not be the kind of injury we're imagining here, but
Okay.
36,000 injuries for just general electrical decorations, 80,000 injuries by non electrical decorations.
I'm more concerned about the 80,000 non-electrical than the electrical, just because electrical, yes, more dangerous, but I can fathom that how that would happen, especially in those streets. Grew up in those areas where people absolutely frothed Christmas lights, which I did. I can see how that would happen.
Yeah, 100%. Like very obvious electrical Christmas lights injuries occurring, old
Yeah.
wiring, not checking your lights, all that sort of stuff. People getting little
Yeah.
zaps, people getting big zaps. But the 80,000 non-electrical decorations causing injuries
I have
raises a lot
questions.
more questions.
I'm upset.
Further to that, Christmas presents in general. I don't know what you
Okay.
all are gifting each other over there in the US, like almost 2,500 injuries just caused by Christmas presents.
Half of them are those controversial Harry Potter broomsticks from like 10, 15 years ago that would vibrate, and parents would get it for their children, then realize and then get upset.
Tegan, I did not know about this. I now know about this.
Oh, how did okay. I will send you some links later.
Thank you very much. I don't know if I want them. Artificial Christmas trees are
Yep.
the most dangerous type of tree that you can have. Almost 18,000 injuries were just attributed to artificial Christmas trees. I don't know what you're all doing with them, but real trees only cause 2,000 injuries.
At least believe that because maybe allergies, maybe a cute little anaphylaxis moment. That's understandable. But the fake one, what are you doing?
What are you all
What are
doing
you
with the fake
doing?
trees? What's happening? Are they so large and people are climbing them? They're falling
Yeah.
on them? Like what is actually, are you trying to water the Christmas trees with lights on them? Like what is
Oh
actually
yeah.
happening here? Forgetting that they're fake trees. I don't know what's going on. You know the ones with the fiber optics going through the branches? That's what I'm
Sure. Yeah.
imagining here as well. Look, a
Yeah.
lot of things going on. The last set of numbers that I've been given here, 277 children. So this is not funny at all, but also kind of a
Okay.
little bit funny. They were injured by falling off Santa's lap.
Oh no. Oh, I wonder if, yeah, I can see that, especially because some of those thrones are quite big, and if you've got a little kid, I understand. I see
Yeah.
how that would happen. At
The
least it's
study
a bit
was
more normal.
right. Yeah, right. Kids having normal injuries. Well done. Adults, what are you all doing? Stop it.
Mm-mm.
Cut it out. Just cut it out. The study was very careful to state that these were Santa impersonators involved in this.
Okay.
One of the conclusions of the study reassures that Santa Claus himself is safe, but there is an important need to address the safety hazards of Christmas products and impersonation practices, was one of the notes from the conclusion.
I know this was mostly America and not Australia, but I don't care. I'm calling for a royal commission into what people are doing with the Christmas decorations and just related accoutrement. I don't like
Yes.
this.
We can narrow it down what types of injuries are being sustained by certain demographics. So, electrical
Okay.
decoration related injuries, anything that was
Mhm.
powered, more common in men, decoration injuries, far more common in women.
What a surprise. The hubris of man.
So there are some warnings and some tips from the Australian government on this, mostly around the electrical decorations for the very obvious reasons. So make sure you're getting Australian compliant Christmas lights. Ordering non-compliant lights on the internet from overseas is a massive reason why there's fires and electrocutions. You got to check all your old lights for damage before you use them. Don't try to
Mhm.
alter or modify them. Make sure that everything that's meant for the outside goes outside, meant for the inside goes inside.
That's great
Take
advice for a lot of things, Ray.
great
Great
advice for a
advice of
lot of
what should
things.
stay inside and outside.
We're keeping
Weirdos.
all of this very vague, and absolutely, most of all, if you have a living Christmas tree, you are going to water. Switch off, unplug the lights before you water your tree.
Good advice, Ray. Thank you.
You think this stuff would be obvious, but apparently it's not obvious.
No. Oh god, I wish I was more surprised, honestly.
Mm,
Um I'm also now rethinking something that I've become obsessed with this Christmas season, which is Firstly, Ray, how do you feel about rapping? Are you good at rapping? Like, what are your thoughts on rapping?
Oh, I'm so bad at rapping. I get
Okay.
really impatient. There's people that treat it
Mm.
like an art form and learn
Yeah.
origami and all of that sort of stuff. The best kind of Christmas wrapping I've ever done is when I went through a phase of using fabric that I'd collected with aspirations of sewing all
Oh,
my clothes at one point. And then I just
sure.
started wrapping all the presents in the fabric that I'd collected in my cupboard and tying a
Mm.
big ribbon around it. And I'm like, the fabric is your problem now.
I love that. That's so clever. Well, you might like this then. So, I got quite good at rapping under duress, really, because for a number of years there, I was a Daryl Lee girl, and that
Oh,
meant at Christmas time,
retail. Oh no.
retail. Yes, so I became
Oh,
quite good at it. But lately, I this isn't even a new thing, but it came across my YouTube feed the other day that there is a robot by a company called ABB that I think they released this thing originally in 2015 that has this robot called Yumi that has been used amongst other things for wrapping, and it's actually quite cute.
my gosh. So we can outsource this. We can get a
Yes,
robot to wrap our presents. Oh,
yes, it was
see,
dual
this
armed.
this is good use of tech. Thank you very
Yes,
much. This is what we want. I don't
we
need
do.
an
We love
AI
it.
enabled toothbrush. I want a robot to wrap my presents.
I agree. I fully agree. And look, the main video on YouTube is of like quite a basic box shape sort of thing, right? But it is measuring it so it gets it right. It sticks a little bow on top, and it can even cut the right amount of tape because of all the measurements that it's doing. Very cool. But I do wonder because the bane of my existence when it comes to wrapping is there's always those gifts that you get for people that are weird shaped. And I don't know how it would handle that. You know, when it's like a basketball or something, and there's no way to make that look good.
There really isn't. I was receiving presents for quite a few years that were intentionally put in boxes that were shaped nothing like the actual present. One of my aunties
Ah.
does that really well. So you would think that you were getting something in particular, or she'd put bricks in it to weigh it down. You'd think it would be this really heavy thing. And then you'd open it up and it'd still be a fantastic present, but it'd be nothing what you
Oh
expected.
my god, I
So
love this,
maybe
like, psychological warfare on Christmas, yes.
yeah. Yeah, but all under the umbrella of fun, you know? Like
Sure. I love to be a kid and thinking I'm getting something and then get utterly disappointed.
I really want to give this robot a go with a really tricky shaped present though, with like, like a super
Mm.
soaker or something. They're hard to
Yes, it's,
wrap.
like, not in the box. Actually, even the boxes for that were always weird shaped, actually, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
any kind of
yeah.
toy where the front is open is a nightmare.
Mm,
And when you fold the
yes.
wrapping paper over the edges, it usually cuts it and tears it, and then you've got to reinforce it. It's a real pain. So,
Very
yeah,
annoying.
robot,
Although
fix our problems.
yes, although your auntie's trickery has just given me the most obvious idea in the world, which is if I had a weird thing to wrap, why didn't I just put it in an empty box that was
Put it in a
normal so
box.
I could
Put
wrap
it in
it?
a
But
box.
it's taken me too long to figure that one out. So thank you, Ray's auntie. I'm not embarrassed at all.
Thanks, Arnie K. Well done. Tegan, I'm going to send you a link to something.
Okay, all
Hold
right.
on.
That always scares me. If we're being honest, I can't wait.
I just want you to see this. I just
Okay,
want you to see how majestic this gift is.
okay.
Now, as you are clicking this open, since you're on TikTok a lot more than I am, are you familiar with Jedi Santa?
No, I am not, and this upsets me. Please tell me about Jedi Santa.
So I learnt about Jedi Santa from this Etsy listing because I troll Etsy looking for weird tech sometimes. And
Sure.
apparently he's quite prolific on the TikToks, as my
Oh,
age demographic would say.
oh, yeah. I don't know what I was expecting, but I guess I should have quite literally expected a white bearded gentleman holding an upside down candy cane with what looks to be a Jedi lightsaber handle.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So
yes.
Jedi Santa on TikTok now makes and sells candy cane shaped lightsabers on
Yes, he does.
Etsy, and he custom makes them, and he can only make one at a time, and it costs, including postage, almost $800, but I
Yes.
think it would be worth absolutely every single cent for any person that loves Star Wars in your life, which is most of the people in my life. It does Christmas themed sound effects. It's just awesome. It's built
Oh my
on the
god.
Disneyland lightsaber base, like the really good high quality one. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
resin, and the blade is polycarbonate, and it's got a rechargeable battery, and there's
It's
a little D-ring.
reprogrammable.
It's
What?
reprogrammable. You can make it do, like, say whatever you want it to say, and it can hang on a carabiner on your waist belt because it's got a little D-ring.
Yes, it's for the
It's
bi girlies. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Okay, can I just mention? I look. Yes, that's an eye-watering amount of money, but I love Jedi Santa because in here I'm reading. The saber includes all the latest software enhancements, light and sound that I have made. If you bought one last year, get in touch for a free upgrade. We love you, Jedi Santa. Yes.
Jedi Santa is the best. So, Jedi Santa is also known as Mike Gray. That's his real name. And he
I don't like
makes
it.
these. No. All right, we'll go back to Jedi Santa.
Okay.
That's all we will say his name is. But I think that this is just a really good example of someone making some tech and making it available to all of us. And I want one. I don't know what
I
I'd do
love
with
this.
it other than run around on Christmas Day and make Christmas themed lightsaber noises. But
Do
thank
you
you,
need
Jedi
anything
Santa.
else? Do you need any? You know
No,
what though?
I'm good. I'm good.
What's my apprehension around this though is not the price. It's not
Okay.
how often would I use it, particularly outside of Christmas. It's I've heard that study from Ray now. What are people gonna do with the Jedi candy cane? I don't. No, thank you. No,
Uh,
thank you.
I recommend wearing a Jedi Santa costume while you are using your Jedi Santa candy cane lightsaber. But Mike is actually pretty quick to say that if you want a costume, you're going to have to make it yourself. He's not making you all costumes. That's it. This is the
but
extent of his offering to the world.
but also if you do wear a Santa suit and I don't know end up in the ER because you've done something with this accidentally, you're going to
Oh
be
my
in the data
gosh.
set now. Just a warning.
You will in the nice data set.
The nice data set.